CSEC Mathematics, May 2023. Now, we're at question 1A. It says to find the exact value of this thing here. That's 2 marks. Okay. Let's copy and paste this question over here. And remember, you should make an attempt at answering these questions before you watch me work them out. Alright? So, here, you must find the exact value of this. Now, don't just use your fractions calculator, work it out and put down the answer. You must show working. Alright? As in the instructions there, it says all working must be clearly shown. So here, we have 5/6 plus 2/3 minus 12 over 35 times 7 over 9. Now, you can add the 5/6 and the 2/3. Later on now, you can deal with this part. The multiplication, remember, you cannot just subtract this. And then what you get, you add it to 5/6 and multiply by 7, 9. Can't do that. Alright? Remember the order of priority when you're working these things out. So let's see. 5/6 plus 2/3. I want to do some fractions here. Remember now, one thing you can do is use common denominators. Remember, we're taking time, you know. We're not in exam, so we're not in a rush. We're taking time. Here, you see this 5/6 is 5 of 1/6. Alright? Plus. Now this is 2 of 1/3. It's like you're adding bananas and potatoes. 5 bananas plus 2 potatoes give you what? Well, you cannot say 7 bananas, you cannot say 7 potatoes, because you're adding 2 different things. If you had 5 1/6 and 2 1/6, then you could say it's 7 1/6. So let's put both things as 1/6. What you do, you say 5/6 plus 2/3. If you multiply the 3 by something here, you get 6. What do you multiply 3 by to get 6? It's 2. But if you multiply the bottom by 2, you must multiply the top by 2 as well to maintain equality. So what you have is 5/6 plus, up top is 2 2's 4 over 3 2 6. So it's 5/6 plus 4/6. So you have 5 of 1/6 plus 4 of 1/6, and if you add 5 of anything to 4 of the same thing, you get 9 of that thing. So that's 9/6. Alright? You could have done it by drawing a line and find the LCM. Same thing you would get. But that comes from common denominators. Right? Now, if you said 5/6 plus 2/3, 5/6 plus 2/3, draw the line. LCM of 6 and 2 is 6. 6 into 6 goes 1 time, 155, plus 3 into 6 goes 2 times, 2 2's 4. You get 5 and 4, 9, 6, alright? But it's important that you understand the common denominators, where that comes from. Alright, now you're going to minus something. You minus, what do you minus now? It's 12 over 35 by 7 over 9. So let's write that. 12 over 35 times 7 over 9. But you can simplify this part, you know. Look at this. 9 over 6 minus. You see the 12 is 3 times 4 over 35 is 7 times 5. And you multiply this by 7 over 3 times 3. See that? So here now, this is 9 over 6 minus. You could rearrange these things to say this is 3 by 4 by 7 up top. Alright, it's 3, this 4, and this 7 over. Let's put this 3 in front here under this 3. It's 3 times you have another, let's put the 5 there. 3 by 5 times this 7, go and put it here, times 7 times, and this other 3 is, let's put it here. Now the idea here is that we have 9 over 6 minus 3 over 3 times 4 over 5 times 7 over 7 times, well, you could write this as 1 over 3. You get the idea? So 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that's 1. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So what you have is 9 over 6 minus 4 over 5 times 1/3, which is 9 over 6 minus 4 ones 4 up top over 5 threes 15 down the bottom. Alright? So you see that? Now, here, you can use common denominators again. You have 9 over 6. And remember, in exam, you wouldn't really have time to go through such detail. This is because I want you to understand the principle behind it. Why you do what you do. Alright? Why did you draw the line and put this as the LCM and so on and so forth. And this part, I know you could have just said 3 into 9 goes 3 and 3 into 12 goes 4. 77 1 and 7 into 35 5. Right? That's a shortcut. But it's important that we see where the shortcut comes from, right? So it's minus now 4 over 15. Now we could use common denominators again. Alright? But before we do that, notice the 9 over 6. 9, you know, it's 3 by 3. And 6 is 2 by 3. So this 3 cancels this 3. So it's 3 over 2. 9 over 6 is the same as 3 over 2. Alright? So it's 3 halves, you could say. Minus 4/15. So, common denominators again. Suppose you multiply this 2 by 15. You're going to get something over 30 minus, and you multiply this 15 by 2, you get another thing over 30. So you have common denominators, right? Some amount of 38 minus some amount of 38 give you whatever number of 38 you have. Now, if you multiply the bottom by 15, you multiply the top by 15 too. Because it's like multiply by 15 over 15, and you know 15 over 15 is 1. Alright? That's the reasoning behind it. 3 by 15 is 1. 45. Alright, minus. If you multiply the bottom by 2 here, you multiply the top by 2 as well. So 2 over 2 is 1. The answer looks different from the original number, but it actually has the same value. Alright? So 4 2 is 8. So if you do this, What is 45 minus 8? Let me see now. 45 minus 5, that's 40. And you take 3 more, that's 37. It's 37 out of 30. So there you go. You have your answer there. Alright? Now, as I say, you should always try the question before you watch me work it out. And going through these questions slowly and in detail to promote understanding. Alright? Understanding the principles. Let's see this part. Just erase the board and see this part here. This is for 2 marks as well. Let's copy this thing and paste it over here. Alright. Calculate the value of this thing here. Correct. To 3 decimal places. Alright, so here, what we have is square root of cos 37 square. You need a calculator now. So, the square root of 1 minus cos 37 degrees squared. It is going to be the square root of 1 minus. Now what is cos 37 degrees? Let's get our calculator. Now you ensure that your calculator is in degree and not radians, alright? Now if you're not entirely sure, just remember that the sine of 30 in degrees is supposed to be half. Half. If you get something else, then it's not in degree mode, alright? So we say cosine of 37 degrees equal 0.798. Now here it asks you for the answer to 3 decimal places. So during your working, work with more than 3 decimal places. We're going to work with 4. So it's 0.7986. So it's 0.7986 and that will be squared. Alright? This is equal to square root of 1 minus. Now you see the 0.7986, you're going to square it. Alright? So let's see now, where's the square business? There's no square directly on this calculator. So I'm going to say raised to the power of 2 then. Equal 0.6378. 0.6378 that you have. This is equal to the square root of 1 minus that now. So it's 1 minus 0.6378 equal 0.362. When you round it off, you get 2. 0.3622. Alright? 0.3622. And then you're going to find the square root of 0.3622. So what do you get? Square root that equal 0.602 to 3 decimal places. 0.602. So the answer for this is 0.602. Alright? So you got that. Now, let's see what else is going on here. Okay. We have this number to be written in standard form. Alright, this in standard form. Let's deal with it. Now, the thing is, when you're writing in standard form, you're going to have a digit, call it n, one single digit, it must not be 0, right? So it's the non-zero digit, the first non-zero digit. The first non-zero digit, when you look from left to right on the number, so from left you're looking, this is 0, 0, 0, and it's a 5, alright, first non-zero digit, then the decimal point, and then the other digit times 10 to a certain power. That power that you multiply by 10. It must make the standard form equal to the form the number was in before. Alright? So let's see. You see this? It's 0.00527. The first non-zero digit that we have here is 5. So we're going to write 5 at the decimal point. The other digits are the 2 and 7. So it's 2, 7. See that? Times, no. First of all, you see the 5.27? What would you have to do to make it go back to 0.00527? What you do is divide by, if you do this, 1, 2, 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3 places to the left. It would make the point right here. So you divide by 1000. Alright? Now, 1000 is 10 to the 3. Now, if you have divide by 1000, but you write 10 to the 3 here, will be multiplying by 1000. You mustn't do that. You're dividing. When you divide by 1000, like you're saying 1 over 1000. But 10 to the 3 is 1000. This is 1 over 10 to the 3. But remember, your indices now. When you divide by a number to a positive power, it's like you multiply by the number to the negative power. So it's times 10 to the negative 3 then. Times 10 to the negative 3. See that? So, this is what we have. 5.27 times 10 to the negative 3. Alright? Alright. So that's that. In the meantime, just reminding you, part of your homework is to press the like button and like this video. Also to share it with somebody else and make your comments in the comment section here. Any questions, any comments, whatever it is, you place that there. Now, let us look at part C of the question. How do you pronounce this name now? Harish. Alright? Harish works at a call center for 35 hours each week. Okay. he is paid at a rate of $11.20. Hourly rate of $11.20. Calculate the amount of money Harish earns in a 4-week month. Alright. Now, let's erase this and paste what we have here. The money. Now here. 35 hours at $11.20 each. 35 by $11.20. This is the money for 1 week. Alright, 35 hours per week, $11.20 for every one of those hours. But it's a 4-week month. So you multiply this by 4 for the month. Okay? So that's what you have there. So let us get our calculator and say we have 35 multiplied by $11.20 multiplied by 4 equals, we have $1568. So that is 1568, $1,568 for the month. All right, that's the amount of money there. Let's see what else happens here. In a certain week, Harish works 8 hours overtime. Overtime hours are paid at 1.5 times the usual rate of $11.20 per hour. Find the total amount of money Harish is paid for that week. Okay, let's copy this part of the question and paste it over here too. Alright. Now, overtime, 1.5 times. Now remember, Harish works the normal hours plus overtime. Now, we already saw that the normal hours is 35. There you go. Alright. Sometimes taking a bit of a break because of mosquitoes, having to be trying to get rid of mosquitoes while I'm working here. Alright, so 35 hours by $11.20 per hour plus the overtime hours is 8 hours overtime. Alright, for each of those 8 hours you multiply by the rate. But what is the rate? It's more than $11.20 per hour, you know. It's 1.5, so it's 1.5 times the $11.20 per hour. Alright? So remember, the question says the total, and it has total in full capital letters. The question did not ask how much overtime he worked. He's paid. It says the total, that means everything. So you have to put the normal amount of money plus the overtime money. So here now, the normal money, that's $35 times $11.20, giving you $392. So it's $392 plus now the overtime part. You see this part? He's paid 1.5 by 11.2 at $16.80 for each overtime hours. Alright? Multiply that by 8 hours overtime. You have $134.40. So it's 134.4. Alright? So the total amount of money that he's paid is that plus $392 equals $526.40. So it's 526.40 is the amount of money. Okay. Let us see what else is going on. Aha. So that is it for question 1. We'll do question 2 next time.